This is a part of a series of coaching conversations I'm recording for the purpose of developing and practicing distinctions of adult learning. In this session, I'm joined by my colleague Miriam Binder-Lang, an integral master coach based in Munich, Germany, who coaches corporate clients with the leadership circle profile and other approaches to adult leadership and team development. In this instance, we are introducing the idea of using the Enneagram psychometric as a tool of inquiry into the human process. As a follow-up to the outtakes from this series, we will also record a meta conversation where we break down some of the ideas and concepts we've explored. So I'm going to invite you to explore the IEQ9 debrief with me in a very specific way. And the way that I'm inviting you is as a process. This is an invitation to be in a process and to discover yourself as a process, as a human being always in process, as opposed to a thing or a subject. There's that 8 thing that I do. There's that 8 thing that people are either attracted to or distance themselves from. And so what we're going to explore in anything that I offer here, there's different ways that you could listen for it. You could listen to it as the truth, and I'm going to invite you to not listen to anything that I say as the truth. I'm going to invite you to listen to it as just an inquiry, as a curiosity of what it means to be inside of the human process. The unique, warm, tender, loving human process of Miriam Binder-Lang. And as I say that, I'm so excited to get to know you some more. How does that sound?
That sounds amazing, and also unfamiliar in a way, to really hold this as a process. Like, that's not how I've been brought up to think about myself. So it's almost like I've looked at myself as an object in a way. And and this, what you're saying about the process leaves so much room for looking how this has evolved, how it has been, how it is, and how it, how it can become, rather than looking at an object with so many flaws and characteristics that need to be hidden and changed.
Yeah. As you say that, I just feel all the tension in my body that I was bringing into the session. Like it's like the tide going out. And it feels like there's like this wide open space between us for us to play with and discover. Okay. Is there anything else that you want to say about that before we move into, I guess, more formal introductions and setting the context for your debrief?
Well, I'm really curious, and I invite you to hold me in the process rather than in the objectification.
Yeah.
So that's really important.
Yeah.
Because it feels like a muscle that that's not been flexed so much.
Yeah.
Or at least not this explicitly. That's what's amazing about what you just said.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I'm kind of drawn to the work of Elaine Herdman Barker and Bill Torbert. And part of the exercise of the IEQ, of any debrief, whether it's the leadership circle profile debrief or the IEQ 9 debrief, part of the exercise as the coach, particularly as developmental coaches, coaches that use multiple lenses of human development to inform the way they coach and what they see, is part of what we're tending to is the what Elaine and Bill call the fields of attention, right? So, there's the first person, very kind of the egocentric I, me field of attention. There's the second person attention. Am I attending? There's you in this meeting, and then there's me in this meeting for you. Then there's third person attention. There's we, there's a greater context of all of us who practice or whatever the system is that we're working at. Then there are these fields of systemic attention too, which is, can I see how you're in process as a human being and oriented around this thing called a perspective? We'll call it the Enneagram perspective. And can I also bear witness to how I'm in process and how we're in process? Right. And so the part of the exercise that I would invite you into as a curiosity is to begin to notice how you're in process and how I'm in process and how we're in process with each other. Because as we can bring our attention to that and track that over the course of a 2-hour debrief, then it can give us additional places to be curious as to what's arising in our own personal process. And then it becomes an invitation to a really marvelous relational and creative space of exploration. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, totally. Yes.
Like there's a metaphor of, like, I have this metaphor of synchronized swimmers, right? And in synchronized swimming, there's like this sense of positionality. I have a position, you have a position, and we have some common aims and goals, which is to move through our performance and to bring some mindfulness and synchronicity to it, and to find the truth and the beauty and the goodness in the space of that coexistence. That coexistence that can only be found in mindful movement.
Yeah, and following a choreography, that's probably